oh my, look at all the goodies that have showed up yet again. Hello there everyone, this is Wayback Tech, and this is another vintage computer mega haul. First one for 2016. Remember the previous 3 videos I did last year, I pulled some quite interesting stuff out of that shed, the garage and stuff like that. Well, I went back today and found some more goodies here. So let's have a closer look at this stuff. No, what you're seeing here is not all of it. This is just how much I can get into the frame here. So first up here we have this NEC Ultralight 3 notebook. I have no idea what processor's in this. Probably a 386 maybe. Keys feel pretty decent. It's got a tiny little screen right there. It's about the size of your average tablet. Brightness adjustments right here. I'll have to find a see if I can find a power adapter for this little dude. As you can see, it's pretty thin. Got the expansion bus right here. It says on the bottom what this thing is. Ultralight 3, 18.5 volt battery or charger. Made in Japan. That's cool. It does not say though what the processor is. Well, I'm going to have to look that up. See, it's still got its little padded feet here. And it looks like it was made to sit on a dock or something. It looks like it's got a little lock right here that you can lock into a dock stand or something like that. Nice little cover right here for the serial and parallel ports. This cover, I don't know, I'm guessing there should be a cover here, but you can see it's got external VGA. So this is probably either a 386 or a 486 laptop. Kind of fun to see if that sucker works. Fresh from the that came out of the computer shop actually. Here we've got a motherboard, which I do believe is a brand new board, never used. With Intel 46DX something or another on it. Filled up with memory. Thankfully it looks like the battery's not leaking. It's got the SYS 461 chipset. I think this is the same board I got last year. It's in that box there. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look. I know I've got one of these boards already. You see it's still sealed right there too. That's cool. Thankfully, like I said, that battery's not leaking. It looks like, yeah, it looks like it's clean. It's kind of funny the stuff that's over there actually. Another motherboard here with a whole bunch of other parts in it. Got a modem right here, speaker mic. That might be a combination sound card modem. Oh, that could be what they used to call a voice modem too. Hard to say for certain. It's got a couple Cirrus Logic chips on it. And 2 ROM chip, BIOS chips right there. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, it's got Cirrus Logic all over this board. That's kind of neat. Yeah, this might be one of those, like I said, voice modems. So you'd plug your sound card into it, probably through the mic input or something. It might be an actual sound card combination modem card, like those Aztec cards that were in those Packard Bells. Got a cheap and cheerful Ensoniq sound card here. This looks like the whole thing came out of a system. There's another modem here. And a nice looking motherboard here. 512 KB on board. Intel 430TX chipset. I do not know what processor's in this. It looks like an Intel chip based on the side of the processor there. Probably an MMX chip, but it might be the standard one as well. Some interesting little dip switches right there. ATC 5050. I have no idea who made that. It's got RAM on it though. Probably 32 meg of RAM if I had to guess. And yet there's another motherboard under here as well. No, actually this isn't a board. This is a box I used to put stuff in. 1.6 gig Caviar question mark special Western Digital. We'll see if that works at some point. A couple more ISA IDE controllers, which, you know, I found out that those things aren't worth a damn on eBay. There's like a zillion people selling those. That's kind of unfortunate. I got another hard drive here. It's 162 megabytes according to the sticker, what's written on the sticker there. Thankfully the sectors and stuff were written on it. And I found this processor laying on the floor. So I put it in this little processor container here, just to kind of protect it. It's an AMD chip of some sort. It's probably DX266. Probably. So we get that little, yep, DX266. So yeah, I saw it laying on the floor, so I figured I'd rescue it. I can't believe that the pins didn't get bent up on it, but it didn't, and the heatsink was still kind of sort of on it, although it doesn't want to stay on it now. There we go. And I found a couple RAM sticks sitting up on a shelf there. These look like pretty small sticks. I have no idea what size these are. Dash 12, so that's probably 120 nanosecond memory if I had to guess. And in this box we have some more hard drives. Western Digital. This is probably, what is this, a 341 meg drive. Looks like that probably came out of a Gateway computer, looking at the date on it. I actually grabbed this not so much because of the hard drive, but because of the bracket. Remember that Compact S Pro 4100 system? I'm missing the hard drive bracket for it. So I was thinking maybe I could find a bracket that I could modify to work with it. And I did look over there for the bracket and I couldn't find it. Got ourselves a Rage 2 AGP, which I've already got a couple of these, but I figured why not. And S3 Verge GX card right here. It's too bad it doesn't have the memory expansion board on it, but I do have a memory expansion board for that actually. Another STB Velocity 128 with the Riva 128 chip on it, AGP. It's too bad this is not the ZX with the 8 meg of RAM. Those are nice cards. I think I've only got one of those cards actually. This movie DV suite thing here I'll show you in a minute. Another Maxtor hard drive here. 1993, looks like it's a 245 meg drive. A couple 540 meg drives here I grabbed. A Maxtor and a Quantum. Quantum Maverick. I like Quantum Lightning better. Lightning is a better name for a hard drive. These low profile compact floppy drives right here. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I got it mainly because of the bracket on it. I'm hoping maybe I can, like I said, modify one of those brackets to fit that case so I can mount the hard drive in it. Here's a dual floppy drive for a gateway. Supposedly these things are rare, and plus I like those because it saves you space. And I got this one as well, which I think is a gateway drive. It has the same kind of rounded corners on that faceplate. This is a AS64 card, I think. Model CT2970. HP, out of an HP computer, yeah. And these have these AS64s have kind of gone up in price on eBay a little bit. These things are like 20 bucks now. Just about a year ago I was buying those things for 5 bucks. There's a couple boxes, or one, I should say one big box laying on the floor of Microsoft Windows 95 upgrade packs and the original full-blown installation disc, never opened. So I grabbed a couple of those. I don't know if this was from a Dell. It doesn't say Dell on it. If it was Compaq or what it actually was for, but I like to have these. This looks like version looks like version B. I bet you money this is version B. Could be C. It might be C. With USB supports, one of those two. A couple more hard drives again. IBM PS2. I grabbed this floppy because at some point I'm going to get this computer over there. 3.1 drivers. A couple more hard drives again. I think these are 540 meg drives. Doesn't really say, obviously say on that sticker right there. Let's look at this side. 552AT. I'm guessing that means it's a 500 and I don't think they made a 520 meg drive, but maybe they did, I don't know. Wow, there you go. Quantum Core Disk Cache 1988. Look at that. That is interesting. I wonder what size this drive is. I'll have to find out. Have to find out at some point what size that actually is. Here's another one here. It's the exact same drive. Quantum Core Disk Cache 1988. That's pretty interesting. Quantum 1990. Look at that. It's an interesting Quantum logo. It's a big ass controller chip right there. I think that drives the motor and the read head and stuff like that. That's why it's so big. A lot of current. Or was designed to handle a lot of current. I don't know how much current they really take. So, and this movie DV suite thing, I have a feeling this is nothing more than a FireWire card. Includes FireWire PCI board plus cable. Originally bought at Best Buy. Bonus free plug and play Microsoft Office XP DVD authoring software and royalty free audio. That royalty free audio is worth a damn. I might be putting that on some of my YouTube videos just for the hell of it. Microsoft Media Player, Sonic, My DVD, QuickTime, MPEG 1, MPEG 2. So the card is in it, and I don't think the card was ever used. Like I said, I think it's just, there's nothing more fancy about this card. Yeah, this hasn't even been opened. Yeah, this is just a plain old FireWire card. I think the value in this is going to be in the software, which does appear to be in the box. Kind of looks like this was opened and then it was never used. There's a CD pamphlet, CD key. Macmillan software. Does the CD say what this is? Movie DV, 1998 to 2001. I'm assuming that's a video editing software of some sort. And we've got a whole bunch of booklets down in here. The manual. And I think this is intended to transfer your video from your newly acquired DV Handycam, of which I do not have one. On the floor is a box of keyboards that was just laying in there. A nice Dell Quiet Key keyboard. It's the same keyboard that my XP S120 has. I have another Dell XPS system that I haven't done a video on yet. So this keyboard is going to go with that system. I was actually hoping to find one of these. And I also pulled out yet another IBM PS2 keyboard. A little grungy. But I think that'll clean up just fine. I haven't even looked at these other keyboards yet to see what's all in here. Yeah, there's a compact keyboard. I like these compact keyboards. These are really nice. I always like the feel of these. I can type on these really nicely. I like those keyboards. What is this one? Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of ROM chips down there too. I just dropped another compact keyboard. That one's got a little bit of yellowing to it, unfortunately. Feels pretty good. So what is this one? Oh, another Dell Quiet Key. That's nice. I don't know what these chips went to. That looks like a chip to a modem or something. I don't know. Didn't want to spill all those ROM chips out down there, but I did anyway. You can see there's a buttload of them down in here. Oh, there's a processor there. Let's what is this processor right here? AMD. I have no idea. If I had to guess, that's Mathco processor, but I don't know. 1982. Z80A CPU. No. Oh, a bunch of ROM chips right here too. I don't know if those are just not ever been used because they're stuck in that foam or what the deal is with that. Okay. Looks like most of these are just ROM chips though. Well, there's another AMD chip right there. What is this one? Okay, that's an XT chip right there, 8088. Someone must have just pulled chips off of motherboards just for the hell of it. Anyway, I'll have to clean that mess up a little bit later when I get these out of here. There's another Dell Quiet Key keyboard. Alright. Here's a colorful keyboard. Sleep, power, wake. Let's see, F6 plus key, whatever that means. Jenica. Alright. Doesn't feel too bad. And we got yet another Dell keyboard. This is a big monster here. This is probably most of the weight of the box. Oh, and this is a mechanical keyboard too. That actually feels pretty nice. Yeah, I think I might use this for my XPS system. And there's more goodies up here. This is an NCR keyboard. Top was painted black on. This is the switchable ATXT keyboard. $18.95, maybe. That was sold. These are pretty nice keyboards. In fact, I just sold one of these on eBay, and I had it listed for an hour and it sold like right away. So I don't know if the fact that this was painted black, at least I'm guessing it was painted black. I don't know, maybe it came like this, but the fact that it looks like it might be plastic on the top. I'm not sure, but I don't know if that's anything special or not for this particular keyboard, but it is kind of neat looking actually. And I found this motherboard just laying in the bottom of a box. .486 board with a very early looking 486 chip on it. If I can get this thing held right here. 486DX33 1989. That was definitely installed on there like that. It's got the cache memory on it. ISA only. It has an interesting slot down here on the bottom. Slot that's just a little bit longer. Don't know what that would have been for. Maybe we'll have to find out at some point. Battery looks like it hasn't leaked, which is good. A little red LED right there. E-Tech chipset. And what I'm guessing is 4 meg of RAM on board. I got 256K of cache. 25 nanosecond. Ooh, my goodness. Looks like micron cache memory. So yeah, I have no idea if that works obviously, but 46 boards are always something, especially early ones, always something good to have to play with. I found this box compact goodies here. Well, it's dated 1999. This is chock full of 95 discs, configuration software right here, Creative Labs, 1996. This is probably, I don't know if all this stuff came with this system, whatever the system this went with. Personal Computer Diagnostics, copyright 1995. Desk Computer Diagnostics. These actually might be the discs I was missing when I was setting up the Desk Pro XL, because it kept asking me to install the some of the test configuration stuff, and I didn't have the floppy disk, so I just downloaded it from HP's website. The floppy disk, there's a 46 disk right here. Firmware update for Disk Pro. Microsoft Windows 95 here, yet another one, yet another one, yet another one. Where do you want to go today? Well, how many copies of 95 do you have to get me where I want to go today? Adaptec software bundle right here. CD recording software. That must be Easy CD Creator. Yep, that is what it is. Easy CD Creator. Warning, read carefully before opening. Another Adaptec stuff. Something that's unopened here. What the heck is this? There's some more Windows 95 discs. There's one that's unopened. For distribution with a compact PC only. Try America Online for Windows 95. Try it free for 15 hours. Yeah, you blow through that in one day. So I figured this would be useful to have. Nice little box of nothing else to store software, and I'll probably go through some of that software and throw it away if I don't need it. But these discs, these configuration discs right here, probably can be used on the 560. So, because it works for multiple systems. So anyway, and on this side, I found a couple of these 3-cell AA battery packs for the CMOS battery. So this is one of these I'm going to be using in the 560 XL system, since I need 4.5 volts for that CMOS battery. And I found 2 of them. Look at that. That's awesome. Well, this one looks like it's kind of got a problem there. So maybe I won't be using that particular one. The other one, that looks perfectly fine. So it's got a frickin' long ass cord on it. And this is a what I believe to be a brand new motherboard, TYAN board. It's a TYAN Turbo ATX2. See the specs right there of it. Unfortunately, the I/O shield is not in the box, nor is the software or the cables. If I can get it out of the box here. Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure it's a brand new board. There's no dust on it or anything. It smells brand new too. It says 6 EDO memory slots on it. And I had a baby AT board like that, a TYAN board. And I think it was a TYAN Turbo actually. This is the ATX version of that board, I do believe. But yeah, it's too bad I don't have the I/O shield though, but brand new motherboards are always good to find. Then you can build a brand new retro system. It's another one of those PC chips boards with cache module present. I haven't looked to see exactly what the chip is, but it is an AMD, so I'm guessing it's another one of those 5x86 chips, which is fine with me. It's got some RAM in it, and it is dirty. I pulled this out of the case. I couldn't find the cover to the case, so I just pulled this out of the case. It had a real strong smell of cigarette smoke. After all the years it had been sitting there, it smelled pretty bad actually. So I just went ahead and pulled the motherboard out of it. I left the nasty cables in there, and I pulled the CD-ROM that was in it too. It was an 8X CD-ROM. But now it makes that like the 4th or 5th one of those I've got now. Jeepers criminy. It's weird because these things seem like they're pretty rare to find on eBay, but you know, back in the day, this is what was typically sold. The computer store typically sold this with an AMD or a Cyrix 586 chip. So This was like the go-to board that computer stores used. I guess it was because it was cheap and it performed well and, you know, got the job done. I mean, I've seen quite a few of these back in the day, and I'm still coming across them now, so I'm not sure why they seem so hard to find nowadays, but maybe people trashed them because they thought, well, they got fake cache chips and worthless. No, these are actually really good performing boards. I really like them. And found another laptop. This is the Dell CPX, Latitude CPX, which is virtually identical to the Inspiron 4000s, which I've got a couple of. Intel Pentium 3, designed for Microsoft Windows 98. It's actually really clean. Considering it was sitting out in that garage, this thing actually looks brand new. My God. That keyboard. Let me get some light on this thing. That actually looks brand spanking new. No, there's a little bit of wear right there, but not much. This is really, there's not any gunk on the trackball there, or touch point, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of wear here on the touchpad, but not. It's actually really in good shape. Yeah, like there'd be any power in that battery. Huh. So that's pretty cool. And I grabbed another one of these. I saw this laying in there. There's no Seagate drive. Just in case the ones that I've already got filled. Hey, maybe this one works. I haven't tested any of those yet. And then I got this hard drive too. This is I'm guessing it's a 1.082 gigabyte drive. Except it does say 1,000 megabyte right there. No. It does, now it says 1,080 megabyte. That's kind of an interesting number. 1,080. So I don't know if any of these drives work or not, but right now I'm chock full of drives, so I shouldn't need any more. But this is not all. I've got 3 computer systems and 2 more boxes of stuff. This box I stuck these Microsoft mice in here. There's 2 more brand new boxes right here. And this one's been opened here. I don't even know if there's a mouse in there. I just threw it in the box. A couple CD-ROMs, and I think these are well, I shouldn't say brand new because they're obviously old, but I don't think these have been used. They're in the blue packaging, which one of those blew out of the back of my truck on the way here back home. There was a Office 97 box there full of software, can full of cables and whatnot there, LEDs and switches and stuff like that. So, you know, that's not a big exciting box here, but this box is full of 386 motherboards. I just dropped that CD-ROM. It's these 4X boards, and it's full of these. Does that have the manual? Yes. Oh wow, got the user's manual here too with these. I didn't notice that before. I sold, because I got some of those last time, and I sold every one of those on eBay. Seemed to be a pretty popular board for whatever reason. And this box has the manuals with them too. That's pretty impressive. That battery looks like it's doing something nasty there. I'm going to have to take care of that. Take care of all those batteries. Actually, they're all looking a little nasty. Oh man, that one's really getting going there good. It's full of RAM though. God, these might actually be brand new motherboards. They may not have ever been put into a system. I really don't know. God, there's a ton of them in here. I mean, look at all this. I didn't even realize there was this many of them in here. Oh my God. That one looks, oh my goodness. Yeah. I need to take care of these right away. Sooner the better. Yeah, I gotta take care. That one's really getting nasty there. So it doesn't have any RAM on it. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 boards. 7 of those boards. And they seem to be, like I said, I've been able to sell these 4X boards seem to sell pretty good on eBay. So this site is not for the squeamish. So you have been warned. This thing is absolutely disgustingly filthy. But it's also a digital system. Digital branded system. I thought this was an NEC, but it's actually digital. There we go. Look at all that nice nastiness right there. Freshly picked from the garage. Of it sitting in there for umpteen number of how many years. It's a socket 7 of some sort. I don't have any clues to what speed the processor is. You can see that there is a let's see, what's the chipset on there? FX 66. So we're dealing with at least a socket 5, but I'm sure it's a socket 7 given the fact that it's got that voltage regulator board, or at least what looks like a voltage. No, there's no voltage regulator on it. It's just a board stuck in there. Huh, that's interesting. And you can see it's got a modem in here, and it's pretty filthy. Got the cache module up there. And we've got some RAM down in there, probably 16 meg if I have to take a wild guess. The IDE actually comes off of this riser card right here. It's got a Matrox graphics chip built on there, which is rather interesting to see that. And like I said, this is a pretty filthy case, so there you go. All of its fresh hell glory here. It's going to need a serious cleaning. But the big reason I grabbed this system because it's got this nice quad speed creative drive in it. You know how much these things go for on eBay? Insane. This is nice to have. Floppy drive that looks like the same thing that'd be found in the gateway system. I was unable to find the outer casing over there. It's got front headphone and microphone jacks right here, it looks like. It's kind of interesting for the time period. And it does have a hard drive down in here, again of unknown size. It is there. It does have the rubber feet on it, as you can hear. And you can see this is a digital system. Model 965WW. There's no mention on the back of this thing as to what kind of processor is in it. I have to look at model number up. Probably nothing online about it, but you never know. Got onboard Ethernet. It's kind of nice. Parallel port, PS2, and our audio jacks right here. 2 serial ports right there. The power supply. This is one of those inverted cases. Of course, it's still using a proprietary motherboard. And yeah, what the heck is this? There's some interesting little coils there or something. They're all over the place. AT&T modem too. That was probably an expensive modem back in the day. It's probably a pretty good modem too back in the day. Some dip switches right there to probably control. It's probably a fax modem, so it's probably ringtone or pickup time, whether it picks it up or not. IRQ, COM port, things like that. But yeah, like I said, fresh hell right here. No idea what speed the processor is. I guess I could take the heatsink off and we can find out. Okay, so the clip is off. The moment of truth here. Oh crap, that's stuck on there good. Intel Pentium. Okay, let's go ahead and pull that out of there. It's a 133. Okay. Looks brand new on that side. Looks brand new under the socket too. Look at how shiny clean that is compared to the rest of the board. Alright, so a Pentium 133 system right here. I have to assume that the casing is somewhere over there, but I wasn't able to find it, but I was only kind of moderately looking. I don't know if that's a stick up there or not long enough for me to get the clip back on. Looks like it will. It's going to be nice. Oh, no. Screw it. Alright, on to the next system. It's kind of neat that they labeled that on the side of the processor, P5 133. The other thing that's interesting too is that clearly this thing was designed to have a fan right here, but as you can see there is no fan installed. Now maybe it got removed, I don't really know, but that's still kind of interesting because as big as this heatsink is, it looks like it was made to have air blowing across it. Maybe they figured that there was enough air circulation just from the fan on this and the power supply down there. Although that is definitely a long way away, but it would still create a vacuum nonetheless, and air would move across there. So maybe that was enough. Or maybe the fan got removed at some point and they figured that the power supply would be enough air movement. I don't have any idea. Still, it's kind of interesting to see that. Another fresh hell computer here. This is mostly stripped out, but there is a motherboard in it. And according to the sticker, it claims to have a K6450 CPU in it as well. As you can see, it even clearly says that everything's pretty much been stripped out of it. But I got to get the screwdriver out after that thing. This is one of those cases that has that LED display on the front that you can program to say whatever kind of speed you want it to say. And when I say program, I mean change some jumper settings, because each jumper lights up a segment of the LED. So you can't really make it say anything too nasty, but alright, let's take a look here. Now I only know there's a motherboard in this because A, you can see it right there, and B, I looked through the slots right here as well, and it looked like this had an AGP port on it, so we'll see what kind of motherboard this is. Oh, it is a VIA MVP. Okay, cool. I thought this was probably going to be an MVP motherboard. Cooler master. Kind of looks like a PC chips board. Just the coloring of it. That golden color. But it is a VIA MVP3 chipset. That's always nice to have those. Those are a good. It's a good chipset. I really like that. Okay, that just fell off, and it's still goopy. after all these years, that cheap-ass white thermal compound is still goopy. Of course, they put plenty of it on there. So let's see, my guess is this is a K6-2. I highly doubt this is going to be a 2 plus or a 3. I mean, my luck on that would just not that lucky. Alright, what do we have here? K6-2, yep. K6-2 450. Out of the frickin' shadow here. Cable's out of the frickin' way. Yeah, there you go. Actually looks pretty clean. Motherboard looks pretty clean. Inside of the case isn't too bad. It's not quite as horrific as I thought it was going to be. It's actually a pretty small little motherboard, which in theory should make that a pretty decent performing board. I don't see any blown capacitors, though they do look like they're kind of cheap and cheerful caps. I don't see any blown up there either. So, yeah. Power supply looks fairly clean. Yeah. It's a pretty grungy looking power button right there. Yeesh. Hard drive is C. Yeah, it usually is. Yeah, alright. I've saved what I think is the best for last. It's a big case. Not as big as the AT&T by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely, it's a little bit bigger than this one. And here it is, the Gateway 2000 486DX33. A heck of a lot of drives in it. You can see how nasty this thing is. There was a there's another front cover, case cover over there that I grabbed. It had the exact same 4DX33V on the front of it, and it's a little bit cleaner than this one. You can see why I grabbed those dual floppy drive that I did, so I could replace this with something that looks a little bit more presentable. Maybe that can be, maybe that's just tar or something, I don't know, we'll find out. But how about we crack this baby open and see what's inside of it. It looks like it's been modified or something, because the key lock is missing, and it's got a power cable coming out the back of it and a hard drive cable. So makeshift external hard drive here, anyone? I don't know, that's what my guess is. Actually, not a bad idea, actually. This is what I do at work, actually, on my service computers, except I have SATA cables coming out of them, not IDE, but I think that's what that was for. Test bench computer, so that they could, whoever was using this thing could test hard drives, or run at least external hard drives, or maybe make backups of them, copy them, mirror them, whatever. You've got the impressive power switch on the side. So let's crack this baby open and see what's inside of it. Is it the original 486 board in this computer? Has it been upgraded? Yeah, that definitely does not look like the original board. That is definitely not the original board. Oh yeah. Get this freaking case off, which doesn't feel like it wants to happen, so let's just go ahead and take a look at this thing. Oh, what do you know? It's that same board, ATC 5050. It's a pretty decent sized cooler right there. And we have an ESS audio drive sound card and a S3 something or another card. It looks like it's got 8 meg of video RAM on it. Let's just go ahead and pop that sucker out and see what it is. Made in China. Yep. It actually looks like that might be a diamond card. Still 3D 2000 Pro, 2 megabyte plus. So that must be a 4 megabytes on it. Verge DX onboard, okay, yeah. Still 3D 2000 Pro. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer that that's not the original motherboard in this thing. Although I brought back a couple gateway boards last year when I went through this stuff, and one of those might have been what came out of this system, I don't know. 3 gig Fujitsu hard drive in it. See, someone added a front cooling fan there. And that clip came off easily. Let's see what processor is this. Okay, we've got ourselves a, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is a whole frickin' tube of compound right there. Do you think that's enough? Do you think that was enough cooling compound there? Thermal compound to keep that processor cool? That's impressive. That is wow. What is this chip? It is a major slot fest down in here. Oh my god. We definitely got Intel Pentium with MMX technology. Not like I don't already have a bunch of those. MMX tech, okay, well I'm going to have to pull the processor and get my hands all thermal compoundy to find out what speed this is. And it's a 233. Alright. So, there you go. Yeah. The size of that power supply. Now that is a power supply, folks. All 230 watts of it too. I mean, look at the size of that thing. This is like the power supply. It's in that Insight case down there. It's a massive beast of a case. I mean, a power supply. Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore. I'll tell you what. Alright, so this has been a long video. Thank you guys for, hopefully you've made it this long through the video. This is not what I was expecting it to be. I could restore it to what it used to be. I don't know. This is an awfully big case. I mean, this is a giant frickin' case. But, oh man, I don't know. I could restore it. I could sell it as is. I could just part it out, and I don't know. I do like these old Gateway 2000 cases though. The other cover I think is a bit better than this one. But that might be just cigarette smoke making that thing yellow. That's what it kind of looks like to me. It doesn't look evenly yellowed. It looks like it's tar, nicotine tar stained. You can see it's kind of glopped around the buttons there more heavily than some of the other places. On the case you can see the nasty growtiness right there around the drive cover, or drive opening there. So yeah, I don't know, I have to think about what I want to do with this thing, but at the very least it's a good parts machine. So thank you everybody for watching, and there might be one more Mega Haul video in some point in the future. There's really not a whole lot left over there that I'm totally interested in pulling. There's a PS2 system still over there that I'll probably get because it's in like immaculate shape. There's some other 386 computers over there. They look complete. I think they're complete. There might be some that are just bare cases, so I'm not sure, but they're in excellent shape. But if I get those, it's only going to be to sell them on eBay, because I have no room for all these computer cases and stuff that's over there. So, and it's a lot of work to sell computers, desktop cases on eBay. So you gotta get boxes and drop it down, FedEx, and pack it all, and it's a lot of work when you've got a lot of them going on. So anyway, some of the stuff's not quite as interesting as the last haul, but like I said, I think pretty much most of the interesting stuff I've already gotten out over there. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again right here on the Wayback Tech channel. Peace out, everyone.